Right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'd like to thank you all for turning up today for Stacey and Nigel's wedding. I'm the father, the stepfather of the bride. And we're going to put a little bit of a spin on the speeches tonight. I'm going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to pass it over to Stacey's mum, who's going to say a few words. I know the mother of the bride doesn't usually do it, but if anybody knows the Fieldings, they don't do anything normally. I know you're a charger now, but never mind, and we're glad. Right. Just over 29 years ago, I met 4 special people. This lady here, Kieran, Liam and Stacey. And Stacey was a cheeky little faced 8-year-old when I met her. And she's grown into such a lovely person. And I'm very proud of her.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep on it.
Turn the mic off.
I won't say it's been easy over the last 29 years.
29?
But as most of you have probably got children, you probably know what I mean. But it's been a pleasure. And more so than today. To stand.
Aww. Whoa!
To stand next to Stacey and get rid of her. I don't mean that, don't I? It was. But I tell you what, when I did meet Stacey all those years ago, I had a head of hair like Michael Jackson used to have in the 70s. And living with Stacey for 29 years, this is what happens. So Nigel, I hope you're prepared. But there's also 3 other people I'd really like to thank today. And that is Mary, Lynn's mom, Edna, David's mom, and Connie, my mom. Because all those years ago, I came into their family and they welcomed me, and Mary and Edna gave me so much support and trust to take on 3 children. So I'd like to say thank you, Mary, Edna and Connie. Now, back in November, myself, Nigel and a friend of mine who can't be here today, we was in Wolverhampton. We'd gone up to watch the darts. And we were sitting in a pub. We'd had a few beers.
No.
And
Needed them.
all of a sudden, Nigel's come out of the blue and asked me for Stacey's hand in marriage. And it was the quickest yes I've ever said in my life. Now, me and my mate, we thought he was drunk. So I did ask him again on the Sunday morning if he meant it, and he did. And it's been a pleasure to welcome Nigel to our family. Those of you who know Nigel, he's such a wonderful bloke, and I'm sure he's going to make Stacey's life very happy.
Who?
Now he is. He's a good man. He's got his bad points. Yeah, he sports Tottenham, but you know. But now I'd like to welcome Nigel to the family. And I'd just like to say I'm so proud of Stacey.
Wow. Just like to, we're going to have a little break with tradition here. We've looked on every website, and I think Darren's found one that actually says the best man can go before the groom. So, obviously, thank you, Brian, for your kind words. And Lynn and Brian have been great. And Liam and Kieran, everyone's welcomed me into the family. But I will now hand you over to the best man.
Oh. How did you do that? You swing that
Wow.
How did you swing that, Mr. Moffat?
Look, you've got some envelopes on the tables.
Going before the Lord's Mansion.
There's some envelopes on the tables. If you'd like to have a quick look, they're just a few pictures that we picked up the other week, and I spent a half an hour, well, 2 hours with Yvonne in the front room. So please, I won't go to the story 2 weeks before that. I'll wait till later. Look, it's the first time I've done this, so you are going to have to bear with me. If it goes a little bit pear-shaped, I'm going to go through this whatever, so please stay with me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the microphone in front of my mouth. Hello everyone, my name is Darren, and I think you've probably got that now. I'm very honoured and extremely nervous best man. So look, my first job today is to ask everybody to stand and raise a glass and toast Mr. and Mrs. Chandler. Nigel and Stacey, the bride and groom.
Nigel and Stacey!
Everybody. You can stay standing up, it'll make you feel much more comfortable, but I think you should probably sit down here. No, sit down now. Look, the father of this fine, blonde-chinned young baby was a warm, kind, caring man. That unfortunately, although not with us today, is here in spirit. He wouldn't have missed this for the world. His fine youngest son marrying this remarkable lady. So please, may I ask you to stand again with me and raise a glass to Nigel's dad, Frank Chandler.
Hey,
He went to arrest a couple of years ago, but Nigel and I would like to take this opportunity to remember Frank and the scrapes and memories he helped us out and build every weekend. I know he would have been very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Chandler. Don't start me off.
We started us off.
No, I know. Right, okay, look, I need to keep on. I'm going to continue this whole evening with calling Nigel Frank, because everybody from Tenterden and who went to school with only knows him as Frank, so I hope you don't...
I don't.
Well, I know, okay, cool. You don't.
My mother doesn't.
No, she said that earlier too, but... No, I know, but look, we're going to keep on.
Oi,
I know.
Morris, stop being a heckler. Shut up.
No, it's fine, look.
I've read the speech, it's shit.
I would like to go back. I'd like to go back to the early days of our first encounters playing football for Homewood School in Tenterden. Frank was always seen as a very energetic, enthusiastic footballer, but his abilities definitely was not this natural path. But a group friendship started here and has been established. Sorry about this, guys. We had a number of classes that we used to sit next to each other. Maths, TD, spring to mind. Frank would strategically sit at the back of the class. What I found over the coming years that during his permanent talking, getting told off, laughing, joking, is that he had this amazing ability to always work and be done in time, and all the answers right. Everyone else around him was struggling, and this was a bad thing for 2 years for me. During our late teens in Tenterden, we found ourselves spending most of our weekends in our local watering hole, the Woolpack, before deciding our every merry states where to continue our evenings on. We would often frequent a high-quality nightclub called the Oasis in Rye. I thought that one would get a shout. Okay. I've now lost my brain. For anybody interested in the dorm industry, we would often find ourselves in the early hours of the morning on Sunday, not getting ready for church, but stranded outside the oasis in a pretty quaint seaport town. Nigel, without any hesitation, would phone his dad, Frank Senior, would come and pick us up from outside some shop door. Now, on one occasion that springs to mind, and it will stay in my mind forever, we decided to go to Ashford to a nightclub called Cows. Following on from that, we decided to go to a party which was just outside of Cows. When it came to about 1:30, 1:30 in the morning, we decided that was probably the best to be the end of the evening. So without hesitation, he phoned up his dad with the idea that in the next 45 minutes we would end up outside of Cows. Myself and Frank looked at each other and thought we've got 25 minutes to sit down, have a quick doze, and then we will head to Cows. Anyway, you can imagine. 2.5 hours later, 5:30 in the morning, we are looking at each other in horror on the couch. Sheepishly, Frank rang home and found out from a rather irate Yvonne that Frank Senior had been driving around Ashford for the best part of the early morning looking for us, searching in every shop doorway. Even after that, he still come back and picked us up. It was the longest drive I've ever had, and the quietest with Frank. Okay, read it in. And so the natural progression would lead into lads' holidays. The Tenton crew one Friday night in our local watering hole, where we would board on a weekly occurrence Friday to Sunday. Unfortunately, being lads would regularly run out of money, so we'd arranged to tab at the Woolpack.
Wait for the aeroplane to go over. Yeah, it's good. Good pause.
This had reached a slightly embarrassing level with no means to pay. The charm took over in the shape of good old Nigel's brother Trevor. He had to bail us out for the sum of £300 over the bar with a cheque. So, Trev, I probably never thank you, but thank you very much. We were frog marched up there. And so decided we would organise a lads' holiday. We found an attraction to go to in the Greek islands of Kos. This was our first overseas holiday. We instantly found an attraction in a local bar called Black and White's. Eat, sleep, drink, repeat for 2 weeks. For some reason, early on every evening, a holiday tune would blare out of the speakers. Everybody Goes Surfing by the Beach Boys. This would be the trigger for Nigel to remove his shirt, lay flat down on the floor in the middle of the bar, whilst the 4 of us stand on his back and surf for the duration of the song. During these 2 weeks, we were advised very, very strongly to avoid nightclubs at the weekends by the locals. This was because the resort was home to a local army barracks a mile down the road. Obviously, come Saturday evening, our dancing shoes were put on, and drowning a number of our favourite tipples, namely a lit B-52 through a straw, and after surfing on Frank's back, we found ourselves in the local nightclub. Frank, cutting shapes, talking to every girl within a 10-metre radius, on the dance floor, completely oblivious to his surroundings. We can only describe as a King Kong-sized Greek man had taken offence to the conversation Frank had been having with his girlfriend. This scenario would usually end in Frank talking his way out of an uncomfortable situation, but obviously after too many B-52s, the process would be backup was required from his henchmen. Bruce and Trav would be the best option. This did not end well, as half the nightclub, who obviously colleagues, decided to descend on ourselves, using us as footballs and punch bags to be evicted from the nightclub. And so the chapter. To say we grew up is incorrect, but following natural progression, Frank became a father. Can I say what a fine bunch of children they are too? Lily, Henry, George and Teddy. In the last couple of weeks I've spent a couple of days with them and it's been fantastic. They are an absolute credit. Sorry George, did that get you? I'm sorry. We looked in horror to know... sorry. And so to the present
Every
day.
family's got one. Uncle Trevor cries all the time.
And so to the present day. 3 stag do's later, which unfortunately I can only aid with 2. I am sure we will hear all about Brighton at the bar later. Frank goes to the Algarve, taking part in the Chandler Cup. A great 3 nights which meant a lot to all of us and brought back such wonderful memories of the past. I wish you could be privy to it. And a number of the stories that I'm not allowed to tell tonight, I may tell later on. The golf was a tough tournament over 3 days, with more banter and laughter than decent golf. Myself excluded from that last tournament, obviously. But can I take this opportunity to hand out to Bruce, Rodney and Trav 3 mementos, if they would like to come up.
Hey!
Come on, you lot. You barrack me, you're coming back to us. Come on.
Losers, men.
In your own time, guys.
Is it losers, man?
Yeah.
No rush, no rush.
You made up the numbers, obviously.
No.
Bruce.
You can have what colour you like. You don't
Yeah.
really know.
Yeah. It still says loser on it.
Right, go back and sit down now. Thank you very much. I think you still can listen and walk.
Also to the winner of the Chandler Cup, who I should have been Frank, who buckled in the last 3 holes. So Frank, can I ask you to present the cup to my good self? No, Frank.
Did you win it?
Yeah, no, Frank. No.
No, take it.
Okay, to finish off, it's been a lovely day, thoroughly enjoyable. I've been a bit stressed out, but I'm now going to enjoy the rest of the evening, as you can appreciate. I'd just like to sort of finish off with Frank. Nigel, our humour together is not easy to find. A special bond that was highlighted on the flight home from Portugal. When a private moment between Frank and myself, I was still laughing out loud. My friend for some 34 years, Frank Chandler. I hope this has given you an insight to our lives, laughters and memories. My last and final comment.
Go. You can do it.
Go on, son.
I'm going to go.
You can do it.
Get it out, sir.
Spit it
But
out.
may I share with you, as a father of 3 girls,
Worried?
yeah,
Worried?
that means the absolute world to me. If any one of them brought home half the round Frank is,
Hooray.
I think it's really happy.
Well done, Darren Buffett. Hey, man.
It's all down to you, Nigel. Yeah. Obviously, in this breakfast edition that we're doing today, Brian was meant to hand the microphone over to Lynn, but he didn't. It's straight to Darren, so now it's over to the mother of the bride.
Woo!
Put your glasses on then.
Oi.
Sure.
Leave her alone.
It's not an embarrassing mother syndrome, is it? She just talks to her.
Hello.
Well, I think so.
I hope I've managed to get round and say hello to everybody today. For those who haven't had the pleasure, my name is Lynn, mother of the bride. Over the years, I've been called Lynn, daughter, mother, sister, auntie, best one ever, nanny. But in recent weeks, I found I had a new title, Mother of the Bride, which brought with it some rather sympathetic looks when I'd go into a dress shop and they'd say, Mother of the Bride, and they'd go, oh. So that was a bit of a novelty. It's been very, very stressful. leading up to the big day. But Stacey's done most of the work, well, all of it really. This is a ready-made Stacey wedding, unconventional, but we feel it very enjoyable. She took on the role as project manager, so had all her minions running around, putting things on tables while she did an absolutely fantastic job of managing it. And there's just so many little touches and surprises, and some that I wasn't even aware of. I didn't know we were having a marching band. So it's a day full of surprises, and I guess there's more to come.
Hopefully, eh?
We had some stress this week when the marquee, it was put up on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I had a tearful call from her saying, "Mum, I'm not going to be able to get married there, what we're going to do," and I sat there with the yellow pages, but when we came down to the marquee, it wasn't quite so bad. We thought perhaps the marquee had leaked, but it hadn't. It was water being pumped from somewhere else. So we managed to get that cleared up. There is still a few little puddles around. I've got some flip-flops in a bag if any ladies want to take their shoes off later on. But she looks absolutely beautiful. Princess Grace of Monaco, I describe her as. Probably doesn't know who that is. The bridesmaids as well look absolutely stunning, and the page boys have done a brilliant job too, and the ushers, everyone that's been involved. Karen is Stacey's best friend, and they've been friends for a long time, since they were about 3 years old. So just a little funny story. Around the time when there was a lot in the media about solvent abuse, Stacey and Karen used to quite regularly go to the local park in Copthorne to play. And one day I noticed my furniture polish spray had gone out of the cupboard. So I spoke to Karen's mum, and we were a little bit worried about this, and it happened again the next day. So I followed them down to the park, not quite sure what I was going to see, and there they were, spraying it on the slide to make them go down a bit faster. She's never really brought me any trouble, Stacey.
No, until now.
There was just one night, quite late, and she'd been out clubbing, and as all parents know, you don't really go to sleep. You've got one ear listening out for them. I heard a knock on the door, and as I opened the door, she just slid down it and landed in a heap, with a wonderful taxi driver just sitting, looking to make sure she got in the house all right. Stacey's been described by a lady that she works with as the gift that keeps on giving. She does that all right. She's given me a headache, she's given me stress, she's given me frustration over the last few weeks, but she also gives me so much love and humour and friendship and humility. She's very family centred. Stacey is the one that likes to arrange for us all to get together and go on family days out. She's the glue that keeps the family together. She likes to organise things at Christmas, and usually rings us up to tell us what we've bought her, because she's already been out and bought it for herself. It's been wonderful getting to know Nigel's family, his mum, his brothers and sisters, all of his family, and especially his children. And they're just lovely. We have a little bond, don't we, Henry? Henry and George and Millie, and of course we've got Freddie now. So, but it's been lovely to meet all of Nigel's family. It's one way to shut me up. Yes, so it's really lovely to meet them and to have an extended family. Brian is Stacey's stepdad, and he's stepped in today to give her away. And although I think you looked a tad too eager there going up the aisle, but you did a great job. And I think it must have had an influence on all of my children, because Brian took me on with my 3 children, a ready-made family, and then Liam met somebody and I had 2 new grandchildren arrive, and then introduced to another 3 ready-made grandchildren. Freddie came along and we've got the new one, Olivia. So I've actually, from thinking I might never be a nanny, I'm nanny to 7. But the grandchildren bring us such joy, as any grandparents here today will know. Nigel, just one thing to say to you quickly. She comes with a strictly no return policy. But Nigel makes Stacey happy. They make a nice couple. He makes her laugh. He's got a wicked sense of humour. The Chandler sense of humour. What match that with the building way of life, and that you've got a complex mix. Today's a happy day, but I cannot let it pass without mentioning Stacey's real father. At 7 years old, she lost her dad. She was a real daddy's girl. She used to wait for him to come home from work, jump in the car, and they'd she'd pretend to drive it down the corner. And I know she won't mind me mentioning this, because she deliberately chose today to get married, because today he would have been 65. There was a big age gap. But it was Stacey's way of including him as being part of today. And I know they both lit a candle for their dads, and he would have been so proud of you, Stacey. So proud of you. And probably crying more than any of us, I should think. And whatever your beliefs are, we think he's looking down on her today. I'm nearly finished, don't worry. I should think that everybody here will have lost someone special in their life, or will know a friend of a friend that they've lost. And so although they cannot be here with us today, they remain close in our hearts. And so just to finish off, I want to wish Stacey and Nigel a loving, long and happy marriage.
Yay.
And ask you to raise your glass once again to both of them, and to absent friends.
Absent friends. Cheers, Frankie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Freddie, do you want to say hello? He said that he wanted to say hello. Maybe he will in a moment. Okay. So yeah, I'd just like to say a few words too. It is on the phone, sorry. I've changed this speech many times. It's so hard to say everything you want to say and try and keep it short and sweet. I'll do my best. Thank you to all my amazing helpers. Decorating this marquee wasn't completely the way I planned. The weather delayed us somewhat, but it didn't stop us. You've all been amazing, and without you, it wouldn't be happening. So thank you. You all know who you are. My bridesmaids look so beautiful, and you've been totally amazing. Millie has been my rock, keeping me going. Poor Karen really showed she's my best friend. She doesn't do high heels, and she's not really a dog person. She told me it really was love walking them down the aisle in those heels. So thank you, it meant the world to me. Nigel was allowed some input to our wedding. He's very good at a spreadsheet. He decided he wanted to spreadsheet everything. Thankfully, he pointed out to me that I had forgotten to actually put my parents on the guest list. And when I told my mum, she said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll bring a couple of deck chairs." I was like, "No, they won't match, I can't do that." So, yeah, I'm glad that he stepped in. Thank you also to my parents who've generously provided all of the food that we've had today. I hope you've enjoyed it. So please raise your glasses and thank them for the food.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Yvonne, my mum. Thank you for raising such a wonderful person. Strong, reliable, positive and fun. He means the world to me, so thank you for sharing your son. I've got so many thank yous and I'm not going to be able to do them all, but I need to thank my auntie who's made our lovely cake. When I said that it was going to be a naked cake, it raised a few eyebrows. And a special thank you to my nan Edna, who brought me my wedding dress. She told me that my dad would have wanted her to do that. It means a lot, Nan. Thank you so much. My nan always... Hang on, I've got to do this right.
Breathe.
My nan always said, in her watered-down northern voice, when God made ya, he paired ya. What must he have been thinking when he took one look at Nigel, one look at me? He must have thought, what can I do with these odd ones? I know they'll find a way through.
Thanks very much.
So as my mum explained, today would have been my dad's birthday. So choosing this date has even more meaning to us, as I know he would have loved to have been a part of our day, and this way he was. Brian has been an amazing stepfather to my brothers, Liam, Kieran and me. We didn't always make it easy for him, and I'm sure we are partly to blame for his hair loss and grey hairs. We are lucky to have him in our lives and our children's lives. He is the best granddad and loves all of the children the same. Like myself, both of my brothers have wonderful stepchildren in our lives. I'm sure that is down to Brian showing us his love. I hope I can be a greater step-parent to Millie, Henry and George, as he is to me. I believe being a step-parent is knowing when you can step in and when to step out. Hopefully I don't get it wrong too much and the kids won't see me have to hope. Millie, Henry and George are wonderful stepchildren. They are the best big brothers and sister to Freddie. Freddie always made his big milestones when the children were around. His first words, his first steps. He really looks up to them and he loves having them around and he's sad when they go. When Freddie was born and was in hospital, they were all so brilliant and strong. They definitely played a part in his recovery, visiting him and speaking to him and drawing him lots of pictures. Millie, being that bit older, again, my rock, she's helped me through so much and she's put up with my silly ways. She's a true friend and she has always been to me. I'm so glad that they encouraged their dad to be with me and I thank them for inviting me into their lives. I'm sure Jake and Missy had a big part to play in that too, because they always wanted dogs. Today is so important to us, as it's not only about celebrating our love, it's about becoming a proper family and sharing the Chandler name. I'm pleased to have finally ticked all the boxes. Nigel used to joke to the kids that I had to tick many boxes before I could become a Chandler. At one point, I think I was actually unticking them. I'm proud to have finally ticked all the boxes and become Mrs. Chandler. It's a real honour, as I know you Chandlers are made of tough stuff. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me into your lovely family. I love you, Chandler. Thanks for being my rock, my lover, my soulmate, and knowing me better than I know myself.
Thank you and good night. Thank you and good night.
Right, I think we're going to have a beer break now. Does anyone want a beer break?
No.
No?
Get on with it.
Get on.
Where are we? Right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This evening now.
On behalf of my wife and I,
And your nutter behind you.
Typical Chandler.
I'm not sure whose he is. We hope you've had an enjoyable day to this point, especially the Irish dancers in respect of the Celtic contingent, and the marching band for us Saxons, and of course the lovely Kelly Bourne. And with Kelly's help, with Kelly's help, I would like to do my speech in the way of a song that I've written. I'll leave it. As if I was going to sing to it. What with my old man's voice? I shouldn't be up here long as I'm unaccustomed to listening to my own voice. And also, I hate to say this, but I think I was the only Englishman that was happy with either result on Monday night. Because otherwise we'd have been playing at 5 PM this evening. Graham, you're alright. You watch your way, son. There's the Northern Irish guy, and Martin, if you want to watch, you can go and sit next to Graham. Right. Now, there's one thing that no one said in the speeches, and that is the health and safety information. So I'd just like to do a little bit of housekeeping. Oh no, sorry, I don't know, I've got a wife now. I'd like to thank Brian for his kind words, and to him and Lynn for accepting me into their family, which I can only imagine not being a hard decision. I'm not saying that for how wonderful I am, but I don't think they was ever thinking they were going to get shot of her. Yes, I know. How can he say such a thing? The lovely, thoughtful, in fact, all the names on the tables that I say to her very, very often. Yeah. But all her faults are still endearing. She's heavy-handed, which can be nice.
That's your mother next to
She's standing next to your mother.
She's clumsy.
But which can be nice.
She can witter and witter on and on with the ability to talk about the same thing over and 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 over. And just in case you hadn't heard, she might say it again. She's impatient, which I think is reinforced by the entrance of little Fred. Yeah, Fred turned up 3 months early, which I know is nothing for some people. Hey, little Lily. It was 4 months. But still, even Mother Nature is not quick enough for Stacey. She also has a high level of expectancy, which is why she's marrying me. That's when Mike and Jerry foolishly, kindly, agreed to allow us to have the reception here. At which point I would like to propose a toast to Mike and Jerry.
Where are they?
So if you'd like to raise your glasses to our hosts for the day, Mike and Jerry Hickey. Thank you.
Cheers. Where are they?
So, having the reception here and being so close to Gatwick, Stacey asked me, do you think Gatwick would pause their flight during the speeches? Now that's a phone call I would love to have heard. And even when I said absolutely not, she said, do you think they would fly the way that makes less noise? And still, though I said no way, I still don't think she believes me. Oh, here we go. Right. I would like to thank my mum.
Yvonne.
And my dad. For the silk purse that they have made out of the pig's ear of the kids they had. So anyway, despite Stacey's points that I've said earlier, I would like to tell you how perfect she is for me. I say for me because I'm caring and patient. It's not just because she looks lovely and white. Although she does match all the other kitchen appliances now. And it's not just because her little feet allow her to stand closer to the kitchen sink. It's because we are best friends. We annoy each other, although I won't give you percentages. And we make each other laugh. Just never at the same time. She says funny things without realising. and one great instance of this is, she said to me once, she said, I have to think really, really hard about being spontaneous. Which keeps me entertained, and it does her as well when I've explained it. She is amazingly caring and thoughtful, and we spent a lot of time and effort on getting her to know my wonderful kids, and vice versa. Though this could have gone so wrong. Now if you would like to open the envelopes that my two lovely boys have just dropped around the tables. And I must admit, I would have understood the kids' reaction and said to Dad, what are you doing? As on one of their first outings as a group in Little Hampton. You will see that Stacey decided to see if they would be affected by her dress sense. It can be the only reason for such a combination of peak cap, green dress. You were. You will also see that the now famous green dress looks as good on me as it does on her.
I think that's infamous.
Infamous. Well, does you look terrible? But I'm pleased to say that my children were not materialistic. Well, I think Millie might be heading that way. And saw through her disguise. The time and effort has paid off as we are a strong unit. I am now proud to say that we are a family with the same surnames. We are continuing to strengthen. This has been tested in the last 3 weeks in the run-up to today. Didn't know whether to marry or strangle her. Because this wonderful day has been entirely researched, considered and organised by my wife. And I think that deserves a separate toast.
Yay.
So I'd like you all to raise a glass to my wedding organiser, Stacey Chandler. Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
She has only just become my wife and already the only thing she's blown is my bonus.
The only thing she ever blew was Frank's bonus.
There was one day in the run-up, Stacey had ordered the Prosecco to be delivered from the supermarket and realised that she'd also run out of razors. The driver's face was a picture when he dropped off 12 bottles of Prosecco and a pack of blades. And I must admit, in the whole organising of this I have just been merely a pawn. That's a chess piece for the hard of hearing. In this event, from running boxes of wedding stuff, I'd like to swear.
Go on then.
To the venue, tying ribbons, to writing names on the small heart-shaped favours tied to your napkins. Spacing was always an issue. I would like to say that I wish we'd have invited more Bobs, Daves and Roys. And thankfully, there's only one Antoinette. No, we'll spin it on. Also, on the question of the order of service, obviously while I was writing it, I realised the question that asking if you were a UK taxpayer. Massive apologies to you, Rob. And most of the fit table for any awkwardness that was caused. And if you need a way, you can give it to me and I'll give it to the church afterwards. Honest. So again, thank you all for coming, especially the travellers from far and wide. Paul, I said far and wide, not fat and wide. As many people have travelled from Devon, Glasgow, Wolverhampton, Ipswich,
That's almost cosmopolitan.
and deepest, darkest Kent. And thank you for your gifts towards our honeymoon. Special thanks again to Mike and Jerry for the venue. It's going to be like a Jerry show now. Jerry for the wedding car. Jerry for the Portuguese leg of the stag night. Paul Timlin for the laundering channeling money to invoices through the business to save us money.
Hey.
So a little tipple is for you three. Not to be drunk tonight.
Where's it gone?
It's tippled.
Tippled.
Have you nicked it? It's falling down behind the flowers, Darren.
So, a personal thanks to Stacey and my guardians through chapters of their lives. Stacey has Karen and the girls. Cheer, please. Celia. And now Millie. Mine. The Trav Butler, Dave Older, Paul Wilson. And God bless you, Martin Dempsey. I think you'll agree how beautiful the bridesmaids are today. Especially as I made one of them. And I thank them for their support of Stacey through the last 2 months. So I'd like to raise your glasses as I give you the bridesmaids.
The bridesmaids. Cheers.
Finally, I hear you cry. To my best man Darren. Notice he wasn't on my list of guardians. Far from it. He's on a lot of other lists. The refreshing thing is that I have had to introduce him to more than half the guests. So they have no idea. And the rest who know him so well, he needs no introduction, and I can only apologise for what you had to receive. So over to the man, obviously this is the other way around. So over to the man who has been by my side in so many scrapes, and who on the Tenterden stag night, while staying at my mother's, decided to wander from the lounge sofa he was sleeping on and tried to get into bed with her. To which my mother said, wrong room. So this is Noddy signing off, and it's over to you, Big Ian. Thank you very much.